Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 31st. It is 6:24 right now. We got market opening up in about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. That's good. Get this link sent out to you guys here. Looks like we are good to go. So as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. I'll mark the closest level, so I'm going to go too far out. And it looks like we're good to go. Closest level of liquidity above is right here at 43.45. Lower levels at 42,988. Looking at the breakout for today, looks like it might be a buy for today. We'll see what happens here shortly. Volatility is really low right now. So I'm looking for a buy today, guys. If you don't get a buy for the breakout, I'm probably gonna hold off on it. Yeah, buy's gonna be pretty far out though. Okay, so breakout just flipped to a sell. Um, yeah, I think I might hold off on the breakout today, guys. I'll take it on my other account, but I'm probably not going to take it on the hedge accounts or my main account. I was looking at a buy today, the breakout. Let's see. So breakout for today is going to be a sell. I'll take it, but I'll take it with the trailing stop, it looks like. Mm, You know what? I don't like the volatility on the opening candles right here, guys. I think I'm gonna hold off on the breakout for today. If you guys want to take it, I'll have it marked up for you guys right here. So breakout for today is going to be a sell. And I'll take it with the trailing stop. I just don't feel, I feel kind of all over the place with it, but I'll take it with the trailing stop for today. We got market opening up and never mind. Sorry, guys. I keep going back and forth. I'm just going to hold off on it. I don't like how the candles here are moving. The breakout is currently running right now. There we go as it pushes through. I'm going to hold off on it. I was like so wishy-washy with it because I was looking for it to be a buy. And then at the end, we just had these smaller candles kind of come up. So I just wasn't really comfortable with the movement today. So if you guys want to take the breakout is currently running. The 50-point move is going to be right here. Today is New Year's Eve, so I'm just being a little more cautious with the breakout specifically. With the scalps, I'll be more okay with taking the entries, but with the breakout specifically, I'm going to be a little more cautious because I was anticipating a buy today. The thing that I started to notice with the breakout, I'm starting to revisit the breakouts now that I'm recording them. And now that I'm recording them, I'm starting to notice that if we have a flip in position, like really close to market open, typically it becomes a bad entry. So like, for example, here I was looking for a buy because I saw price pushing up from right here at 6 o'clock. And then we got the sell signal, which came up right here at 6:27, which kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, I was looking for the buy to play through. And then all of a sudden the sell signal came out of nowhere. So I'm going to use that analysis and I'm just not going to take this. I'm going to follow it. So the breakout is currently running right now. I have a 50-point mark over here marked up just in case price does come down to this point, but I am not in the breakout. So we'll follow it and we'll see what happens with it here. But for the most part, I'm not taking the breakout right now. I'll be looking for some scalps though, and you can see our price is pushing up, so I'm a little glad I didn't take the breakout for the day. Another thing which I saw, which made me not want to take a sell, is that the sessions was right below here. So I'm just being a little more cautious with the entries today. You know, it is New Year's Eve. As I said, it's a tricky day today. It's a tricky day because you're gonna get a lot of like, I would say, random volatility. Today's technically a holiday in a sense. It's not observed as a holiday, but it's technically a holiday for the market because a lot of people are just not trading today, right? The ATR is super low right now. It's currently at 18 ATR, 16 actually. 16 ATR. So you can see like there's not really much of consistency in the movement of these candles, right? So the breakout's still running right now. It's in profit for a sell, but you can see the consistency in the candles right now are not very consistent. They're kind of like it wants to come down, but it wants to go up, and then it just keeps kind of sitting around this middle area. So I just use that analysis to kind of bias my entry for today. So again, we'll follow the breakout. The breakout is still running. Ideally, I think it would come down to at least the 50 points. But, you know, like I said, it's just a little tricky right now how it's currently moving. Of course, I would like it to hit and I would want it to hit. But just due to the fact that today is New Year's Eve, being a little more cautious. I'm already cautious as is, but being a little more cautious than usual today. So what I would be looking for here for these scalps is I'm looking for a buy signal to come up. Well, I want the trend here to confirm first. The trend is shifting to a sell. You can see the pivots here are starting to turn. What I'm going to be looking for here is I want price to kind of sit down here for a bit, come up for the retracement, and then come back down. Once I get that set up right there, I'll start looking for opportunity. Again, you can see price here is going back and forth again. There he goes. It swings back up to opening price. Opening price is this blue line right here. It's going to be a tricky trading day today, guys. I mean, I already anticipated it to be tricky. I expected price to be bullish. Right now, it's going back and forth. No direction at the moment. Here is the clean chart. I'm going to mark up a couple of zones right here. Hey, what's up, Christian? Morning. And there we go with that bullish push that I was looking for. So I think I made a good decision of like holding off on the breakout. You guys can see there's no direction here. We're getting some pretty crazy candles. You guys can see right here, we had a bunch of red candles and all of a sudden a huge green candle that pretty much engulfed all of the previous, like we'll say 20 candles here. And then here we go as it comes back down. We have a double body rejection coming up right here. So we got a double body rejection off the liquidity zone. It is against the trend, so it's not one that I would ideally be looking for, but we do have the double body rejection and price is super, super choppy today. The breakout's still running. I'm actually really glad we didn't take the breakouts today. I would have been super stressed out with this if I did take it personally, just because of the craziness of like how everything here is moving. I'm gonna turn off my hedge laptop because I'm not gonna take anything on here. There's no breakout for me. So I'm turning off the hedge laptop. And now focus is going to go towards these scalps. All right, so the breakout's still technically running right now, guys. I'm not in the position, but like as you can see right here, I'm super glad that I didn't take the entry because you can see there's no direction in price. I was kind of expecting this to be the case today. Not this bad, but I was expecting there to be some sort of choppiness with it being New Year's Eve. I was expecting there to be like at least a 50-point push. There hasn't been a 50-point push here yet for the breakout. So it's still actively running. It's currently in profit right now. We'll come back and take a look at that shortly. But I'm also looking for some scalps here as well. As you guys can see, price is kind of sitting right here at the sessions. This is considered a red flag, so I'm not really looking to take any trades around this middle area. It's also sitting right here at the opening price as well. Let me check the calendar real quick. So we have some news today at it's light impact news at 7:30. There's not really much here today. So we'll uh we'll see where this ends up taking us. It looks like price just whipsawed back and forth. Pretty much check out the liquidity on both ends. We got liquidity here wiped out, liquidity right here wiped out. These two liquidities wiped out, and price is now kind of just sitting right here down the middle. So you can see how it just goes back and forth. Let's go to the clean chart. It's a little more obvious right here. So you guys can see how price is just kind of going back and forth between this middle area right here. This has been the consolidation zone for, I guess, since London session. So since 1:40 a.m. this morning, price has kind of just been going back and forth between this area. Not much of a push outside. Whenever price pushes outside, it just fakes out, pulls right back in. If you guys want to trade in these certain areas, I mean, there's a certain way to trade within this area, guys. If you guys want to trade these fake outs, what you can do is, so whenever price pulls out, so for example, price pulls out right here and closes, you can have a buy limit just waiting right here. So when price does come back up, it shoots right through and it gets into your position. Same with this over here. When price pushes out, you can have a sell limit right there. And when it comes back down, price will just fill your order on its way back down. It's a little bit of a risky way to trade, but if you trade this with a decent, risk reward, like something like maybe like a 2-to-1, I mean, you could make it's like a safe bet that I would consider. All right, so price is coming down, breakouts pushing down almost to that 50-point mark. Like I said, the goal right there is really the 50 points because there's not really too much of a direction here. So we're almost down there to that 50-point mark. There we go at the 50 points. So if you guys took the breakout, it's at the 50-point mark. If you had your trailing stop set to the 50 points, you're probably out in profit already. Price is still kind of bouncing around as we speak. So like I said earlier, guys, if you guys want to trade this range, you can set a buy limit right here to catch it as it comes back up. But you guys can see how choppy it is right here. I mean, it's very unpredictable how the market's currently moving. So for me personally, I wouldn't take that risk. But again, that's just me because, I don't take unnecessary risk. But again, right there, if you wanted to put your buy limit, it looks like it would have filled. But I wouldn't want to take that risk because I don't like trading sideways markets. Typically, for me, it's better for me to just sit out of the market when it turns sideways like this. For a lot of people, they still want to trade, which is completely fine. It's just you have to understand the risk when you trade. within a sideways market like this. Like price isn't always going to pull back into the range. It might pull back into the range, it might whipsaw, you know, might do stuff like that. But for me, I just wait for the market here to move in a direction before I start looking for any entries, per se. Price is dumped now. All right, so there we go. We got price coming down. Looks like the breakout is about to go to its full TP. So breakout's still running right now, guys. It's on its way to full TP. It's past the 50-point mark. I mean, it's moving down really slow. It's 640 right now, so we got some time, but it's starting to move down. We have a possible breakout V3 continuation coming up right here. If you guys are looking to take it, I'm not going to take it, of course. I only look for the momentum breakout. But if you guys are looking to take it, my main strategies that I'm focusing on for today, or for main strategies, focus, are V1 variation, V2 variation, V3 variation, momentum reversal like we talked about yesterday, and momentum reversal V2. These are the main strategies I'll be looking for. We don't have anything here yet, but when we do have it, I'll be looking to take it. So in order for me to take any of these scalps here, I'm going to be looking for a possible buy signal. I need a buy signal here to come up first. Once the buy signal comes up, I'll start looking for some continuation to the downside. So I'm going to look for price to retrace up. The buy signal is going to confirm the retracement, and I'll look for the continuation back down. It's like a head and shoulders pattern, right? You see the shoulder right here, the head, the shoulder. To reversal pattern. That's literally what I'm looking for. Looking for that reversal pattern to play out. Once that reversal pattern plays out, I'll be looking to take it. So for the V1 variation, I'll be looking for V1 variations off structure. So mainly these liquidity zones. I'm gonna look for a buy signal to come up. Give me a double body, double wick up here. Once we get that, I'll be looking for this to come right back down. So in a sense, it's basically a head and shoulders pattern, guys. It's not going to be a super clean one. The head and shoulders are never super clean, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. A lot of these strategies that I'm applying, the entries are based off price action. So if you guys are not familiar with the way I trade I trade momentum with trend. So I'm looking for momentum to push in a certain direction, and I trade in the direction of the trend. But my actual entries are based on price action. They're price action patterns, right? I'm looking for a double body rejection. I'm either looking for a 2-candle reversal, 3-candle reversal. I'm looking for a momentum reversal, or momentum reversal V2. So, in a sense, a lot of people like to argue about like whether they're trading price action or not. Almost every strategy that you apply, or if you're trading any type of technical analysis, is almost always going to be price action, right? Because you're looking at how price reacts to certain areas. So like, for example, I'm looking for price to push up, but I'm not really looking for entries yet until I get a buy signal. I need to have that catalyst because I'm trading off momentum. Once I have momentum, so for example, there's a buy signal that's pending right here. If this buy signal closes, this is my catalyst. I don't really look for entries until I have that buy signal against the trend, because I want price to confirm the retracement. So the retracement here is starting to confirm. I just don't want to push up too high because then I'm going to be stuck here at the sessions. I can't take any trades around there, right? Here you go. Price rejects off this liquidity zone. We got a couple liquidity zones right here. Pinning buy signal again. Didn't close on this one, but we may have one on this one right here. Again, I'm looking for that buy signal. Once I have the buy signal, it's going to confirm the retracement. Once we have that, I can start looking for the continuation back down. So I'm looking for this here to basically curve back down, right? Looking for this to come up and come back down from here. So I need that buy signal to close. Once it closes, I'll look for a possible V1 variation off the structure right here. If I can get that, then great. If I don't get that, then I'll look for the next opportunity, which would probably be a momentum reversal. Nikki said I'm getting nausea watching this. I know the choppiness is just pretty bad. So if you guys take the breakout, hopefully you guys got out at that 50-point mark. Like I said, my goal here, if I was to take the entry, is I would have gotten out at the 50 mark. That's why I have my trailing stop set up right now. The type of market that we're currently in, it's not a very consistent market, right? We're having a very choppy market. We've had a choppy market for the past 2 months. This is why I'm using trailing stops. Typically, I never use trailing stops. I just go for the full TP or the full stop loss. But because the market here isn't really consistent, I've been using trailing stops to pretty much protect my position. Sometimes you just you gotta eat the bullet and take those partials during a market like this instead of taking a loss, because if you take a loss, it could do real impact to your account. So for me here, I'm just being very cautious, very careful with my entries. I get profits where I can, and if I need to skip the position or let it run, then so be it. You got to understand, there's a time and place for everything with trading. You don't have to take every single entry. You don't have to, there's a lot of different things to look at when you guys are analyzing these charts. So looking at this right here, if this is an inside bar, it'll be a momentum reversal. There is no inside bar here. You can see price is actually pushing past this candle. We did get the buy signal here, but again, like I said, I was hoping that we wouldn't get this far up because we're now at the red flags. So let's go over to our clean chart. If you look over here, price just faked out. Looks like price did not go anywhere. So now we have the bigger range. This is a full range here now. The range is between the 43,050 mark and the 42,950. We're in a 100-point range right here. Price ideally is sitting right here down the middle. The price action right now is just trash. If you guys trade just strict price action, no indicators, you guys can see here it's pretty trash. If you guys use my indicators over here, you can see it's also pretty trash, because you can see from the trend here, it's not really confirming. Price tried to confirm the trend down below here. Now it's switched back up. If you look at the trend meter down below, there's no consistency, right? It went from neutral to bullish to bearish to bullish to neutral to bullish to neutral to bullish to bearish to bullish. It's all over the place. There's no one direction or singular direction where price is going, of course. It is literally going back and forth, back and forth. Again, I don't care where price goes. Price can go up or it can go down. I just want it to be consistent. So I don't care if price pushes up here. Ideally, I wanted price to be bullish anyways. So if we do stay up here, I'm gonna look for price to kind of sit around this area and push up. So now in this situation, I'll be looking for price to push up, come down a little bit. And then I'll be looking for that basically inverted head and shoulders, right? I'll look for price to push up, look for it to retrace down with the sell signal, look for the push up a little bit, come back down, enter at the V1 or momentum reversal at some point, and then ride it back up. But as of now, there's just nothing really much going on. Price is kind of just going back and forth. As you can see over here from the bird's eye view, it's basically just going back and forth. If you look here in the clean chart, it's a little more obvious. Just nothing over here for the most part. Hey, what's up, Cliff? Cliff said order flow is strong on sells. Yeah, well, the breakout over here made the 50-point mark. So the breakout for today was a sell. Came down to the 50-point mark. Ideally, people would put their stop loss and profit right there at the 50 points or use a trailing stop and would have gotten out. You can see right here, it's not, there's no, there's not really much of a bias here. It's pulled right back up. So for the most part, it's just within this range right now. It's between the 43,050 and the 42,950. We got a 100-point range. Prices going back and forth. Not really much else here happening. Here's the SR chart. You can see price is respecting the zones, but it's for the most part, it's kind of just sitting there right now. Yeah, there's nothing here to really take at the moment. So looking over here at the order flow, like what Cliff just mentioned. Yeah, the order flow was good here for a sell. The market opened up right here. Came down pretty decent. The delta was at like 56, negative 56, negative 79, negative 128, and then it flipped right here. Started losing control. So it's starting to lose control again right here. I mean, if you look at the delta, guys, so if you want to trade just order flow, what you want to see is you want to see a really strong candle and you want to see it weaken. Or not a strong candle, but you want to see a strong candle of data. So like, for example, over here, you can see that the data was at like 128 and then it weakened to 129 or went from 128 to negative 29. And then from here, obviously price started to weaken up and it started going the other way. Same with this over here. The delta was pretty high at like 186 and then it dropped down to 40. This would be an ideal area to start selling. I probably would have sold right here. So you see that the order flow here weakening, and then right here I would see this weakening, and then I'd see the strong momentum candle right here. And this is where the sell would have been taken if I was looking to take a sell here off order flow. Right. Again, right here, it's a strong delta, negative 247. If this here is a weak delta, or what we would consider a weak candle in price action, then this would be a good time to look for a possible flip the other way or a possible buy. But again, there's nothing going on here. If you guys can see, price is pretty much just going back and forth between the range. I have the range marked up right here. Price came down below, came back up. You guys can see there's some pretty crazy candles here. The candles here are pretty heavy. Like price will come down and it'll swing all the way back up. And it'll come down right here and it'll swing all the way back down. So for the most part, as you guys can see, price is just sitting right here down the middle area. There's not too much going on here. So this is a possible flip back up, it looks like. Price came down. The order flow showed that it went from negative 247 to 9. So ideally, this would be a buy area for order flow. Basically, you just fade it the opposite direction. If you see a strong delta and you see it to weaken, you would just fade it the other way because that's the type of market that we're currently in right now. We're in a back and forth market here. So whenever like price has a strong push, I mean, you would basically just fade it the other way. Like a strong candle right here, then it slowed down, fade it this way. Strong candle right here, come back up, and you just fade it the other way as well. Yeah. Sam said, do not mess up your new year, just a thought, LOL. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't take the breakout for today. I mean, the breakout's still running. Ideally, I'd want it to hit, but I didn't take it because, like Sam said, don't mess up your new year. I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for these entries to come up. If the price action doesn't show, the price action's horrible right now, as you guys can see. If it gives me an entry, I'll take it. But if there's no entry here, I'm not going to force it, right? I'm not going to ruin my New Year's like Sam said. It's New Year's Eve, guys. I mean, I warned you guys about this from open. So before market even opened today, I said, look out for the market. It's probably going to be kind of crazy and choppy and all over the place. And that's exactly what's happening today. It's no surprise. This happened last year too. I've been trading for 10 years now. So this is like my 10th New Year's Eve that I've traded. It almost always is very similar to this. Sometimes it's like a lot smoother. You'll see some craziness, but it's like moving directional. But the sideways market on New Year's Eve is usually about the same. The thing is, a lot of people are done trading for the year, right? Everyone's kind of done trading. So that's why the price action here kind of sucks because there's no big players in the market really pushing price around. So for the most part, kind of just sitting around basically. Let's see, Christian said, hey, Sean, those numbers that you show about market flow, is that what people use for tape reading on stocks and futures? Yeah, basically for the most part. This is the order flow right here. So if you look at the delta, like the numbers that I was looking at down here where it says delta and the whole number, this shows you basically like it shows you who's in control. If it's like a big negative number, the sellers are in control. If it's a big positive number, the buyers are in control. If it's like in the middle, it just shows you, it'll show you like the imbalance in like power, right? Like you have a big strong number here, delta 186. It shows out of 100, 350 traders, it's positive 186, or not traders, but orders. There's more buyers than sellers here. And you can see whenever it weakens, so like it's strong, then it weakens and it weakens and it turns around. Then it's strong, then it weakens and it weakens and it tends to turn around. It's a similar pattern. It's the same with like looking at candles. Like if you're looking at the candles here, you can do it off price action. If you're just doing price action, then you would just look at how strong these candles are, right? Like if you're looking at this, like same thing. I'll just show you like this is a price action right here where we had a strong green candle, then it was a double body rejection and it came back down. If you look at the order flow here, it's the same thing. You can see it was a strong green candle, and then it came back down right here, and then it would have showed that, it would have came the other way. So just instead of looking at candles, the problem with like certain people is that they don't know how to read these candlesticks, right? So if candlesticks are hard for you to read and you're better at reading numbers instead, then, order flow might be easier to follow because you can just look at the numbers here and you'll just be like, okay, you can put a pattern together looking at how these numbers move. The thing that you want to keep in mind is that, it's not always going to move the way that you're anticipating. Like these here are actually really good examples. Like a 186 to 40, you see the loss in power and it comes back down. And then same with this here, it's like 247 to 9, and then the loss in power and starts to push back up. It's not always as clean as this. I think this right here is very easy to read, but for the most part, you're going to see like random numbers. Like right here, it's 102 goes to 81. It's not always going to be super easy to read like this. But yeah, this is basically how people read the tape. This is a tape. So if you see this right here, this is a tape. It shows all the orders. And then you have the delta. The delta is just an average, or not, it's just a total actually. So there's 360 sellers, 113 buyers. There's more buyers, more sellers here. Total is negative 247. I wouldn't get too caught up in the order flow though. I mean, the order flow is good, but I wouldn't say it's like the end all be all. Unless you want to be an order flow tape reader. If that's all you want to trade, then great. But I just use it as a confluence. I mean, I don't even use it very much, but it is used as a confluence for the most part. Yeah, Cliff said go charting is amazing. Been using it for imbalances as it has indicators. Nice. That's solid, Cliff. You could add indicators on here too. Like if I wanted to add like my liquidity, I could add liquidity there. And I could pretty much see like where these balances happen and stuff. So I don't know if you knew that, but you can add liquidity on here too. But every platform has its pros and cons. For me, I'm not really much of a order flow trader. I just use it to confirm my entries, but for the most part, I trade strictly off momentum, and then I use the price action for my entry points. Yeah, no problem, Christian. Yeah, I wouldn't get too tied up because that's kind of what happens with a lot of people. Like it's like what we talked about yesterday, Christian, during the mentoring session. Like if you try to like, because I would say order flow is like it's own trading style. So if you keep going from like strategy to strategy, it's going to confuse you, and it's happened to a lot of people. So that's why I'm saying from experience, it's confused me as well. I tried to trade off order flow in the past, but and I try to trade it as a confluence, but it's like it's a total different beast, and it'll confuse your analysis. So yeah, it's good to know, it's good to understand, but for me personally, I think it does more harm than good for my specific trading. All right, guys, so we don't have anything here right now. Again, price is kind of just it's going back and forth. If you go over here to our clean chart, you can see price is still sitting at that upper range. So here we are at the upper range, guys. Not much going on here. Price will probably fake out and probably come back down. Yeah, exactly. Sam is 100% right. So Sam said sticking with simple things, easy strategies, no chaos. Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm doing, right? I think me and Sam are probably looking for the same thing right now. We're both looking for V1 variations. I'm looking for a V1 variation or a momentum reversal. If I see anything else here, like if I see a V2 variation, or a V3 variation or a momentum reversal V2, obviously I would be okay with taking that too, but I mean, we're just not getting it here. The easiest ones to follow would be the variation V1 and the momentum reversal. And that's for the most part what I'm looking for. All right, we got price pushing up right here. Nothing here yet. We got price pushing up though. So I'm gonna clear out this liquidity. This level of liquidity here got hit already, so I'm gonna take that off. This level of liquidity right here got hit as well, so I'll take that off as well. All right, so it looks like we're finally starting to get some sort of push here. This is what I was looking for earlier this morning when I was looking for that bullish push. So looking at this here, guys, the breakout for today hit the 50-point mark. Take this off. So I'll just put this in the chat real quick if you guys are looking for that. Points. All right, so I put a little update over here with the breakout. So like I said earlier, guys, I was looking for a buy today. And you can see price is pushing up. This is where I was expecting price to push up to. So this is, I mean, obviously you saw all the mess right here. All the noise happened right here on open, but I knew price was going to be bullish today. I looked at the analysis, it was bullish right here from 6 up until then. And I knew price was going to push up. But here for the breakout, you can see price did come down a little bit. So if you were taking the sell, 50 points would at least be hit. But this is the direction that I was actually anticipating. I was expecting the market to be like this on open, if it was going to be not so choppy. But obviously, you guys saw the choppiness, and it didn't push up the way that I expected. It also didn't push down the way I expected because there just wasn't too much direction here. So we got price pushed up now. Price got literally exactly to that upper range, that 100-point mark right there. So it got up to 43,100 and came right back down. I'm looking for the sell signal here now. So I'm looking for a sell signal here to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, okay, so this might be a possible V3 variation. It's against the trend though, so it's not one that I would personally look for. We would need this red candle to close below this line right here. So if this red candle closes below this line, this is going to be a V3 variation. You can see there's two green candles right here. We have a strong red candle. Okay, so there's no V3 variation here. However, this is a V2 variation. So in order for it to be, and these go in order. So like the V1 variations come up more often than not. The V2 variation is a 2-candle reversal. So we had a high here with the green candle. This red candle here was, it closed bigger than this green candle. So this is a V2 variation. It's a reversal pattern. So if you wanted to take that there, that'd be a V2 variation. However, this is against the trend, so I don't trade against the trend. So Sam, this might be something that you might want to look for because I know you like taking these V1 variations. The V2 variation is very similar, but it just flips the other way. So it goes up and then it flips the other way. You can see here it is running. If this candle would have closed below this line right here, this would have been a V3 variation. So they go in levels. It's like easy, medium, hard. These don't really come up as often, the medium and the hard one, but the V1 variation does come up more often than others. However, for the V1 variation, and there we go, full TP on that trade right there. For the V1 variation, I use a confluence. So I'm not going to take every V1 variation. I'm going to only take it if it rejects off structure, which is likely going to be these liquidity zones here, right? So for the most part, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for either these V1, V2, V3 variations, mainly the V1 because these V2s don't come up as often. You can see this type of pattern here hasn't came up in a while. Like there's a pattern right here where it came down, but this candle wasn't bigger. This candle came up, this candle wasn't bigger. So the V2s don't come up super often, but when they do come up, they usually play out pretty nicely. Um, so yeah, V2 variation right here. If I get a V2 variation to the upside, then ideally I would take it. And the reason I would take it is because I want to trade in the direction of the trend, right? I typically trade in the direction of momentum and the direction of trend. I don't like to go against it. So I'm looking for the sell signal here to close. Once this sell signal closes, I'll look for the flip to the upside. Because we need that pending momentum. So I do need the sell signal here to close. Once the sell signal closes, I can start looking for possible opportunities for entry. We do have a bullish trend here, so I need price to retrace down, swing back up. I just need that sell signal here to close. Nice, nice. Yes, the Sam over here took a break and retest. Took it with a 50-point stop loss. That's a tight stop loss. Risk-free, and you got out for 30. Nice work, Sam. Yeah, no, solid work right there. That's one thing too here, guys. If you guys can see the break and retest, I would say the break and retests are good when the market's actually moving directional. Right now, it's not really moving too directional, so I'm looking for this to swing back up. We have the sell signal here, which came up. I'm now going to be looking for this to hopefully bounce off the sessions right here and then make its way back up. I can't take any trades around this area. It's obviously a red flag. I mean, price is just coming back down below. It's kind of interesting to see here how much price respects these price zones, right? You can see our price came down to the 950, respected it, came back up, came up to the 100, came back down, and it's just going back and forth within these areas here. And here we go, as price comes back down. And this is probably the most whipsaw market that we've seen in a while, right? I don't think we've had I mean, it's respecting the zones though. So like price is respecting the price zones. It's in a 150-point range right now. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, Sam. It's all good. Yeah, this market's just a little too whipsaw, right? It's hard to find a direction here. Like I'm looking to take a direction, but every time I look for that retracement, price just ends up swinging back the other way. So looking at this here, basically I'm looking for price to swing up, retrace, continue back up. So the pattern right here that I was looking for is I was looking for price to push up, retrace, push back up higher. Now price is below here. I'm looking for the opposite. I'm looking for price to come down, retrace, come down lower. The only problem is that this never happens. Price will end up coming up, it'll come back down, then it'll come back up, then it'll come back down, etc. Right? It's not really a good the price action just sucks. I mean, that's the simplest thing I can say about the market right now. Price action right now is horrible. I mean, technically, if you were a sideways trader, you'd have a field day today, right? You can take a lot of entries back and forth. but we'll see. Sam says generating liquidity below wicks. I think a little sell-off. Yeah, I mean, possibly. There's a lot of wicks down here, right? So it's establishing liquidity in a support level down here. So it breaks past the support, possibly sell-off. Hoping to take at least one entry today. And we'll see. Maybe I'll get one like closer to 7:30. If I don't get anything by 7:30, guys, I'm probably not going to take anything today. Because market's probably going to go super flat once we get to 7:30 here. Or I might start to go flat right now at 7:10. Usually after 7 o'clock, the market starts to flatten out. So the volatility starts to die down around 7 o'clock, and 7:30 goes super flat. It just ends up going sideways. But yeah, no opportunities here today so far. And the market looks like a mess here on the SR chart. And nothing to work with here. All right, so prices currently, so this is the SR chart. If you guys are curious what this chart is, these are just the support resistance that I marked up. This was the previous support. It now turned into the resistance. This is the new support. Price is kind of just now sitting below this area here. So this is the support resistance chart, the SR chart. It's pretty much respecting this resistance point. Here's the clean chart. From the clean chart, the current range is between the 43,000 and 42,950. So you can see the consolidation is getting tighter down here. We had a bigger range, which was a 100-point range. Then it got bigger to 150-point, and then now it's stuck down here down below. So this is the consolidation zone between the 43,000 and 42,950. Price is just going sideways right here with not much else going on. Here is our main chart. There's nothing here to take, of course. Yeah, Sam said it's generating liquidity, then takes it both sides. Yeah, I can see that too. There's a lot of wicks up here now. So we got liquidity sitting down here, and then we got liquidity that's starting to build up right here, right? So this is probably going to consolidate for a little bit, and I think it's probably going to fake out. So I think what might happen here is this is what will happen, guys. Price will go sideways. It'll fake out one way, come back in, and then fake out this way, and then probably come back up. Like a manipulated head and shoulders. You can see over here the head and shoulders, you can see the inverted. So head and shoulders, fake out, another head and shoulders, inverted, continuation. And I mean, you could try to grab liquidity on both ends. All right, so we have a buy signal here coming up. Again, I don't want it to be too close to the sessions. And as I said, that price pushes up to the sessions. If it can stay around this area and we get this buy signal, then okay, perfect, great. I'll look for a possible momentum reversal on its way back down. The candle's got like 20 seconds left on it, so it's got a lot of time. There we go, as it grabbed liquidity above. See if it pulls right back down to the range. And then maybe grab liquidity on the bottom end too. I was hoping the buy signal here would close. No buy signal. This could be a possible V1 variation right here, guys. It's off structure. See, the problem with this being a V1 variation is I need that buy signal to close. The problem here is that it's not really stable. Like it looks like it's going to close, and at the last second, it can just disappear. But this is setting up as a V1 variation. In order for it to be an actual V1 variation, we need that buy signal there. If there's no buy signal, there's no V1 variation. It's just a double body rejection. I mean, this is something that you typically look for, Sam, but never mind. Take that back. It's no longer there. All right, so take that back. There's no double body. We have a possible buy signal here that's currently pushing up. All right, so the buy signal closed. This could be a possible momentum reversal here, guys. If this closes, never mind. Take that back. So if this candle here closed red, it could have been an inside momentum reversal because it would have been an inside candle. I would have taken the entry right here to write it back down. But as you can see over here, the price action is not good at all. All right, so we're getting some rejection over here off the sessions. I'm still going to look for a possible momentum reversal, guys. So it looks like we might have a momentum reversal that may come up over the next couple candles. So I'll be focused on looking for an inside candle here, right? So I'm looking for an inside candle to happen within this area here. It can't touch the sessions, though. It's got to be away from the session. So as long as I get an inside candle here and it's within the sessions, then we have possible opportunity for a momentum reversal entry. So I need a lower wick here. If I get a lower wick here, this could be a possible entry for and I don't need it to drop that low either. It needs to be, so possible momentum reversal. I'll try to set up, I don't want it to touch the sessions though. No touching the sessions. Never mind. Okay, so no entry there. And it wouldn't matter because now it is it's no longer an inside candle. All right, wouldn't be surprised if this here pushes back up to the open area. Same thing, guys. So same thing that's been happening all session. You can see over here, price comes down, then it comes up, then it comes down, then it comes up, then it comes down, then it comes right back up. There's no consistency with the direction of price. I need to have a confirmation of a trend. So I need to have something like this. If I get something like this, then great, I'll take my buys. If I have something like this, then okay, great, I'll take my sells. But we don't really have anything like this today, right? The price action is not good today. Price is literally going up, then it's coming down, then it's going up, then it's going down, and it's going back up. 7:17, we still got some time, so not done looking yet. But yep, this market today is exactly what I expected for a New Year's Eve play. That's why I wasn't too fond on taking the breakout this morning. So we'll keep looking for entries here, but again, there's just, at this point, there's just nothing to take. Sam said, Sean, this is for you. Try this inside bar by CMA. Let's see. I don't really see. I don't see it on here. Is it a different name? I mean, there's a bunch of. Oh, I see it right here. Oh yeah. No, I have a. I can see it here. Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty good tool just to see where these inside bars are possibly coming up. Yeah, this would be cool for back testing the strategy to see how how accurate it is. actually pretty good. I mean, looking at this here, I mean, it's obviously I'd go in the direction of the trend, but yeah, no, it's pretty solid. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, for me personally, I like look. It looks like the alert only comes up after it. Actually, it does come up out. It comes up while it's live. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is good to like have a confirmation of like the insight. If you guys are trying to backtest the strategy, like if you want to go back and backtest the momentum reversal strategy, it's a good tool. I'll try to create an indicator that will like factor this into like with momentum. Because if I could have this, right here it shows all the inside bars, but if I could have it set up where it's like it shows you only the ones with like the actual entries, I think that'd be pretty useful. Because then I can run a backtest script and see how it works. Yeah, no, this is solid. There's been a couple of inside bars here, but like I mean, obviously not all of them work out. That's why I have to use my criteria. So for me, it's not just the inside bar. I'm looking for the momentum to go the opposite direction so that when price does push the other way, we have the momentum that's currently pending. Like this is an example right here. We have a sell signal. There's an inside bar here for a buy. And then if you wanted to take a buy there, if you wanted to just take it without the trend, like if you're not using the trend, I think this would be good on the higher time frames, not specifically on the lower time frames because there's so much choppiness. Like I would have to have the trend. But if you're just going off specific candles, just momentum and the inside bar, it tends to hit very often. Let's go on something like the 5 minute. Like this is an example right here. There's a sell signal. We have an inside bar here for a buy. This could have been taken here for a buy easily, like without using the trend specifically. I think something on even the higher time frame, like the 1 hour. Yeah, like this could work right here too. Yeah, that's definitely useful. See if I can put some code together to incorporate it with yeah, exactly. Sam said it's change the color of the inside bar is easy to backtest. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot. If I yeah, I just have to flip these colors the other way so I can tell. But you know what? It wouldn't even matter the color because I would just look for any inside bar, like when it's an opposite momentum. Like if I would just color it black, I think that would work too. Because you can see where the inside bars are and you're just looking for opposite momentum. So like for example, right here, if we get it, like in order for me to take any entries right here, I would need to have a sell momentum, right? So if I have a sell momentum that comes up, then I would just look for whatever inside bar would come up after it, and then that would be a continuation to the upside. So I look for sell momentum and then look for it to swing back up. Yeah, it helps a lot. So if you guys want to backtest the momentum reversal, thanks to Sam over here, this definitely has it takes a lot of the work out of the equation because you don't have to like go look for actual inside bars. You just look for yeah, this actually helps a lot, Sam. Because now that I'm looking at it, I can really just go like I've been back testing it at night. Um, like you can see the entry from yesterday. So for example, yesterday we took sells here, right? So price came down when we had a buy signal right here. As soon as you see the inside candle right here, that's where the entry came up from. Right there, perfect. Right here, buy signal, inside candle right there. Perfect entry. Yeah, that's super, super useful. Perfect. I guess I leave it on the chart since I'm looking for this specific entry. It's 7:24 right now, guys. We got about, or 7:25, we got 5 minutes till 7:30. Volatility here is starting to die down a little bit. Like I mentioned, once we get closer to 7:30, the market volatility gets pretty flat. So if I don't see any entries here, I'm not going to force anything, of course. I'm just going to follow through, see if we have anything here that may play through. But I do need to have a sell signal here in order for me to take any entries. So I'm looking for a sell signal to pop up. Once that sell signal pops up, I'll look for that to swing back up and provide me opportunity for entry. There goes the sell signal right there. Now I just need it to close. Nikki said, I'm going to get off if I do something regretful. Happy New Year's, everyone. Yeah, smart move, Nikki. All right, Nikki, we'll see you back here on Monday. Or not, today is Tuesday. See you back here on Wednesday, tomorrow, New Year's Day. Market should be open tomorrow, guys, so I will be trading tomorrow. I know it's New Year's Day, but the banks are not closed. Or actually, they are. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't know if the market would be open tomorrow. Let me check the. Actually, markets will be closed tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, so no trading tomorrow. I'll see you back here on Thursday then. All right. Thanks, Lila. Yeah, I swear the market was open on New Year's Day, but I guess it was New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are kind of just done with trading for the year. As you guys can see here, the market volatility here isn't very high, and there's not really much here to take. I'll keep looking for entries. So I'll stay online, of course. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. I'm looking for opportunities here, but you can see price isn't really doing much of anything. It's kind of just sitting right here now between these two levels of liquidity. Let me mark at this level up here. Yeah, anyway, so if you guys are just joining in, the breakout for today did hit 50 points right here. This is probably the only entry that really came up. Yeah, the momentum breakout that came up right here. It took a while for it to hit, but it did come down about like 10 minutes into the entry. Came down to that 50-point mark and then swung right back up. You can see here, there's not really too much going on. Prices. So here's a clean chart. Price is still within the same range that we talked about earlier. So the same range that I marked up this morning, price is still within that range, hasn't broke out of it. We are getting some of these crazy candles coming up right here, though. Like this candle was pretty sharp. Yeah, we're getting these random spikes. Like right here, 70-point spike candle. We have some low impact news coming up right here at 7:30. We have Dallas Fed Services Index and Dallas Fed Services Revenues Index. It's nothing crazy. It's just some low impact news. Um, yeah, there's not really much here. So we have a possible sell signal here closing, but again, it's going to go too low. So I don't know if there's going to be opportunities here. I mean, price probably swing back down to this lower area. Hey, what's up, Shaw? Not much happened. I mean, the only thing that you missed out on today was the breakout. The breakout did hit TP here for 50 points. Other than that, we've been looking for some entries, but the price action has been horrible in the market today. I mean, you kind of see right here if I zoom out a little bit, or I'll go on this chart. So you can kind of see over here, I'll mark up opening time, which is 6:30. So this blue line right here is where market opened up at. Nothing's really happened, so you don't really miss too much. Price opened up, came down, came up, came down, came up, etc. It's just been doing this all day, back and forth range, straight up back and forth range for the most part. I'll put in the data here for the trade today. Nothing going on today. All right, so we got the sell signal that's still pending right here. Still hasn't came down. There's not much else happening here either. Let's see. So market opened up right here at 6:30. Put the data here. Got the data in for the breakouts. All right. Still nothing going on here. Sell signal still hasn't came up. So I was hoping we get a sell signal here and then price would just climb its way back up, even though we got the sell signal. And I get some sort of momentum reversal on the way up, but it's not looking like it. Here's a clean chart. Again, there's nothing going on. You can see prices within the range. Market opened over here at 6:30. Price hasn't really pushed out of this area. Ideally, here, let me just make this a little smaller. So ideally, I would like price to break out above here and continue climbing, or break below here and continue dropping, but it hasn't happened yet. You can see price gets down to the support, shoots right back up, gets close to the resistance, shoots right back down. And then here are the SR charts. You can see price here is also respecting these zones. And the SR charts here are a mess as well. So there's like these middle, like these smaller middle zones, but I mean, they're pretty irrelevant if you think about it. I mean, realistically. So if you look at this here, it looks like if you were to delete these zones, like there goes your range. We got these smaller zones within, but for the most part, there goes your range. All right, we got the sell signal here finally closed down. We got price came down, touched the liquidity below. See if we get something down here. The volatility is starting to pick back up. you guys can see we just get these random spikes of volatility. Price will be like super flat, and then it'll just push down super hard, fake out, and then pull right back up. Sam said, I think they just gave market to retailers for playing. Have your 1 day up and down and then up. Yeah, 3 wick zone. Yum yum liquidity or stop loss. Yeah. Yeah, there was some liquidity right here that was sitting below what Sam just mentioned. It's a lot of liquidity right here, actually. Price came down, that was its target. Knocked it out. And yeah, we'll see what's next. All right, so now that we have this here, I'm looking for price to swing back up, right? This has kind of been the theme, the recurring theme for the entire day. We look for price to come below. We look for that retracement, opposite signal. We look for it to come back down. Never comes back down. Then it does the opposite. We look for the opposite. The retracement just never actually retraces. It just ends up reversing, right? What tends to happen is price will break below. We look for the retracement, it reverses. We look for the retracement here, it reverses. We look for the retracement here, it reverses. You again look for the retracement here. It looks like the retracement may happen, but it ends up reversing. And it's full on reversals on each side. It drops down, reverses, comes up, reverses, comes down, reverses, etc. With this right here, again, I'm looking for the retracement and I'm looking for the correction back down. However, if this continues to do what's been happening for the past, 2 hours now, for the most part, it's probably going to, instead of retracing, it's going to reverse back up. That's just basically what's been happening for the most part. All right, we have a pending sell signal right here, or buy signal actually. So we got a pending buy signal here right now. But not much else to work with. So this buy signal here, it was pending. I don't think it's going to close. This is a double body rejection. It's not a V1 variation, but it's a double body rejection. There's no high right here, so it's not even close to a V1 variation. But again, it looks like there's going to be a double body rejection right here off the liquidity zone. Ideally, we want it to be a high, either a high or you want to have some sort of buy signal there. This candle actually has a pending buy signal, but there's no high there. So I'm looking for that buy signal to come up. If it doesn't come up on this one, I'll look for it on the next one. And then if we get a buy signal on there, I'm going to look for the reversal. All right, so we got another pending buy signal right here on the following candle. So this might be the setup that we've been waiting for. We get the buy signal right there pending. If this here closes, I'll be looking for an inside bar to follow it. If we have an inside bar that comes up after this buy signal, might be a retracement right here, confirmation, and obviously a continuation back down. I like the fact that it's within this liquidity zone right here. It's basically gonna be like an M pattern. You guys are familiar with the price action patterns. It's basically half of a head and shoulders, so price pushed up right here. It could be an M pattern. It could be a reversal to the downside right there. Again, I need this buy signal here to close. I don't want it to be near the sessions right here. Okay, so we got the buy signal that closed here. I'm now looking for an inside bar. Inside bar is basically a candle that's within the previous candle. But here we go, as price pushes up. It's pushing up to the sessions. There's one of two things that will probably happen here. Either it's going to move in the direction that we want, bounce off the sessions and come back down, or it's going to push right back up and it's just going to be a full-on reversal like it's been happening all day today. If you look at the charts here, it's pretty much been doing the same thing every single time it comes down to the low or the high. Price came down right here, reverse to the upside. Came to this high right here, reverse back down. Came to this low, reverse back up. And it's just a repeating process. It's the same thing that's been happening all day today. If you look here on the clean chart, it's a little easier to see. Price is pretty much just going sideways right here. So not much has happened right here for the entire session. It's basically just been going sideways. Market open right here at 630. If I mark up opening price right here at 630, you can see price has not done anything. It's gone back and forth a little bit, but for the most part, it kind of stayed right here down the middle. So this blue line right here is opening price. And it's not looking like price is coming back down, at least not yet. So there we go. This might be the setup that we're looking for. So price is coming back down. It didn't do a full-on reversal like it's been doing. Price came down for the retracement. We got the retracement confirmation right here with the buy signal. And price is not coming back down. So what I'm looking for here is I want price to come down. I want to have some sort of inside bar. Again, an inside bar is like one of these right here. If you guys can see these bars here with these black arrows, basically you'll have a bar that's inside the previous bar. Like it doesn't push past the high, it doesn't push past the low. That's a reversal candle. If you see a candle like that, that's going to identify that price may be reversing. We have a possible sell signal right here. It's okay, never mind. So this was looking like an inside bar, but now that it pushed below this low, it's no longer an inside bar. You can see how this candle right here pushed below it. This is no longer inside. This is now considered an outside bar. There's two different bars. It's either outside or inside. An outside bar is going to be similar to like a momentum candle because you can see over here, whenever you have a bar that pushes outside, it climbs up a little higher, climbs up a little bit higher. When you got an inside bar, price tends to go sideways for a little bit and it reverses. So I'm looking for this here to provide me an inside bar. Once I have that, I'll be looking for the continuation to the downside. But I don't want the sell signal to come up because I need that sell signal to give me my momentum later. We do need that pending momentum. But not much going on today, guys. We get another possible inside bar right here. It's got the pending sell signal on it, which is fine. So what I want here is I want this candle to kind of push up a little bit. So if this here closes as an inside bar, I'll be looking to, but I don't want that sell signal right there. That's the downside to it. Because you want that pending momentum. We want that momentum to actually push price through. So right here, I'm gonna set up a pending order for a sell at 979. Got the candle closing in about 5 seconds. I'll put my pending up pretty shortly. There we go. So I got my pending order waiting right there. If it doesn't fill on this first candle, then so I'm in the position now.
Order submitted.
Got my trailing stop set to the 10 points. So if it does come down 10 points, you'll hear the cha-ching. All right, so we got this here. Let me see if I could set up the mark up where that 10 points is at. Let's move this marker down a little bit. All right. So this right here is the momentum reversal entry. It's currently running with the volatility again is like pretty low, 743 right now. So like I expected, once it hits 730, the volatility kind of slows down a little bit. And it's kind of flattened out slowly. So now I'm just going to let it play through. When it comes down to this 10 points, my trailing stop will automatically move down. And now I'm just going to let it kind of breathe for a bit. The volatility here is kind of flat though. So we got that pending sell signal. That's what I wanted. So now that we have that pending sell signal right there, once we have the momentum push through, like ideally you would push down at least like 10 points. We go right there as price pushes down a little bit. I'm about 6 points. There he goes. We're getting closer to the 10-point mark. And this volatility is just flat. So I'm just gonna let it be. There you go. Stop loss and profit.
Order
Stop
filled.
down in profit, 10 points. It is what it is, guys. It's the market we're in. So I locked in 400 per account right there. You guys heard that cha-ching? Whenever you hear that cha-ching noise, that means I'm guaranteed money. So basically my stop loss got moved in profit at the 10-point mark, which is this dotted line. Ideally, I don't want price to go down here. So I'm going for that 60 points, but because we're in this type of market, I have my stop loss trailing just in case. So I took this here for 10 points. Let me just take a screenshot of it real quick. Screenshot. Post this up right here, partial move. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just happy I got some profit for the day. That's the key thing. So we'll follow it. I mean, if you guys want to keep holding on to it, feel free. I mean, it's probably going to drop further, but I'm going to take it easy and I'm just going to take what I can get at this point. Price is pushing down. The next level for or the next actual target will be the 1-to-1 points right there. But let me go ahead and take a screenshot and it's probably going to hit. I knew this was going to happen. The volatility is just too flat. So the 1-to-1's probably going to hit. Whenever I've been following these, the 1-to-1's almost always hit for the most part. The 1-to-2s are kind of riskier. They don't always hit. So here's the thing. When the volatility picks up, starting next year, once Trump is in house, I think the volatility will pick up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my trailing stop instead of the 10-point. I'm going to have my trailing stop at the 30. So I'll go for a 30 guaranteed, and then I'll go for the 60 if possible. But the volatility here, as you guys can see, is kind of low. So it's coming down right here to the 30-point. But because the volatility here isn't very consistent, I'd rather just take my money and run, of course. So here are my, here's the setup that we took, momentum reversal. And then I'm going to post up my profits. Right there. All right, so here goes my profits. So you guys can see what I locked in. Kind of glad I pulled out the 10. You can see price here is having trouble getting below. But anyways, here are my profits for that trade. So for this one trade right here, I got it at 10 points. I locked in 400 per account. You can see here all my accounts. So I locked in, let's see. So I locked in 400 times 27 plus 160. So I locked in 10,960 off that one trade right there. I got 20 Apex accounts, 7 Tradeify accounts, and I got 1 Purdy account right here, straight to funded. So these are all funded accounts right here. You know, we had a question in the chat. Someone was asking if I was live on Apex or PA. I'm still on PA, guys, because the thing is you have to have a certain amount of withdrawals or payout requests before you can before you move to live. And the problem with this here is that you guys can see how small my profits are, right? In order for me to get a payout, I need to have like about 7,000 to 9,000 like threshold. So like sometimes I'll go like a month without requesting a payout. Like I'll go weeks without requesting a payout because I don't have enough to request. That's why I slowly build the account up. Like for per week, I'm making like maybe 1,000 or a couple thousand, so that by the end of the month I can make a payout request. So I'm only able to make a payout request maybe once a month or once every other month because my profits here aren't big per account. They're big across the accounts, but not per account. So I kind of have to just like grind this out, make profit every single day. And then hopefully next year it'll be, because once I get these full TPs, it's gonna be 1,500 per account, not 400, but it's gonna be 1,500. And then if I hit the 60 points, Like I said, if I reach the 60 points down here, that's gonna be double. So it'll be a 3,000 profit. So it'll be a lot easier once the volatility picks up. Right now, it's not as easy because I'm taking these smaller 10-point moves, but I'm just slowly grinding it out. You know, I'd rather have slow and steady money than losses, of course. But anyways, those are my profits for the day. And then for the week so far, I'm currently let's see, 738 times 27 plus 7 or 274. So I'm up 20,200 for the week across all the accounts. I'm up 10,800 for the day, and then to 20,200 for the week for my weekly P&L right there. I mean, it's all good. It's not really where I'm what I'm used to, but it is what it is. New Year's week. I can't complain being in profit. So we'll see. I don't see any other entries here. Or actually, there might be another one setting up right here. I'm gonna hold off on this one though. If you guys want to take this entry right here, the sell limit's gonna be right here at the 962 mark. So there'll be a pending sell limit right here at 963 actually, the inside candle. So you have your pending sell limit just waiting right here. If it doesn't fill on this next candle, it'd be canceled, of course. It'll be canceled and it'll get moved to this next candle right here. I'm not gonna mess with it. It's close to 8 o'clock right now. It's 7:51. We got about 9 minutes till 8. I'm not gonna force anything. You guys can see from the volatility here, it's pretty flat. So if you do want to enter this trade, the pending order would be waiting right here at the 42,963. If it doesn't fill on this candle, which is probably not going to fill, you just cancel your order, wait for the next setup. I mean, I guess this is a good way to close the year. I'm closing the year with some wins. One thing that I want to remind you guys is my main focus. If you guys didn't sit in on the mentoring session yesterday, this is going to be my main focus with regards to strategies. Man, I wish I saved that thing from yesterday. So basically, my main focus for this or my trading plan. So this is going to be my trading plan. John's 2025 trading plan. Main strategies to follow. So we have V1 variation, V2 variation, V3 variation, momentum reversal, V2, and momentum breakout. Those are the main strategies. Contract size is going to be 10 for scalps, 6 for breakouts. So if you guys didn't sit in on the mentoring session yesterday, it was a really good session. We covered risk management, we covered main issues for traders, and we covered like how to trade like a business. So again, here we go. We got my main strategies to follow, contract size, TP stop loss, 60-30, trailing stop. I think that's pretty much it for the most part. I mean, so here's, oh yeah. All right, so we talked about this yesterday, guys. The problem with a lot of people who trade is that they don't have a trading plan to follow. This is going to be my trading plan for 2025. If you guys want to follow me and you guys want to be profitable next year, and you guys just want to hop onto these live sessions, and here, let me put this as well, my trading window. My trading window is not going to change. I've been trading this window. This is basically the live session time. So the problem with a lot of people who trade is that they don't have a trading plan, right? Like you'll use like random strategies or you'll use random contract sizes and you'll use random TP stop loss. For me here, I'm just going to be focused on this for the most part. I'll be looking for these strategies, V1 variation, V2 variation, V3 variation, momentum reversal, V2, and then I'll look for the momentum breakout on open, of course. My contract size is going to be 10 for scalps, 6 for breakouts. My TP stop loss is 630 or 60-30 for the scalps with a trailing stop, and then a 100 to 50 TP stop loss for the breakouts. My loss limit is 1 loss for the day. So if I was, say, for example, I took this trade here and I lost it, right? If I took the trade here and I lost, I would have been done for the day. I wouldn't try to revenge trade or overtrade. I would just be done for the day because I know the market's not doing what I needed to hit my trades. My profit goal is about 1 or 2 trades per day. Like I want to win 1 or 2 wins off these scalps, and if I get those 2, then I'm happy. I don't want to keep trading and then overtrade to take a loss and end up losing everything. Then my trading window is going to be between 6:30 and 8, just like how it's been for the past couple years now. So, what I'd recommend is you guys set up something like this. If you want to copy mine, do exactly what I'm doing, feel free to do that. If you have a smaller account size, just change your contract size, right? You probably can't do 10 contracts for scalps because your account's like half the size of mine. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna follow this, and we're gonna keep this as our guideline. I'll save this here so that we don't trade on tilt. Like the problem with a lot of people is like they end up not having a fixed contract size, and then the profits are different. Sometimes we'll have they'll take a couple trades with like 5 contracts and they double up, take a 10, blow the account. Same with the breakouts, right? Sometimes people will take breakouts for like 1 contract, and then for some reason, they feel really confident. They take a 5 contract and they blow their account. Same with the TP stop loss, right? Have a fixed TP stop loss. So whenever you take a trade, you understand the risk every time you enter. Don't change it up. Just leave it as is. If you guys could follow a trading plan for a whole year, I think you guys are gonna be pretty solid. And if you guys want to follow my trading plan, even better, right? All these trades will be documented. We'll be documenting them here on the live session. I'll also be updating the spreadsheet. I'll try to split up the spreadsheet with breakouts and scalps so it doesn't kind of overlap. And then, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. It's 7:58 right now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. As you guys know, it's New Year's Eve. There's no need to force any trades. So I'd probably just wrap it up for the year and, take what you can get. There was another momentum reversal. So this momentum reversal actually never filled. So the next entry would have been right here at the, it would have been right here at this inside bar. So if you take that right there, that'd be another entry. Looks like this one, the original one, is still running. So the one from earlier is still active right now. And there's another one right here that's currently running right now. It's almost at its 130 points. We had the buy signal right here. We have the inside candle right here on this green candle. Entry would have been right there at that low of the candle. This candle came down, filled it, and now it's currently running in profit. So like going back to what I was saying earlier, my profit goal is like 1 or 2 wins. These are 2 trades right here for 2 wins. That would have been my goal for the day. I would have been done. But all right, guys. So I think that's it for the day, man. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Again, tomorrow is New Year's Day. Markets will be closed, so we'll not be trading. Closing out this year pretty decent. If you guys look at the stats for the year so far, this month wasn't super great, but overall, I think this year has been pretty all right. We only had one like red month, which was in May. We had one loss, basically one loss that overlapped. Other than that, I mean, this year wasn't as busy as like the previous years. Made a total of 2,300 points. So here, let's do the math here. I'm doing about 10 contracts for the scalps. So 10 times 5 times 2,300. It's about 115. So I didn't make as much this year, I guess, as I normally do. This is just one account though. So, I probably made a little more than this. And these are kind of bunched up with breakouts too. So like some of these trades were taken on my personal account, some of them were taken on the prop accounts. My profits this year weren't like super crazy. I mean, they're all right, but they weren't super crazy. I'm hoping next year the market volatility will be a lot smoother. This year was just kind of slow with Biden in house. He didn't really make any changes, didn't really have a stance on anything. So market was kind of it was kind of in limbo. I was doing a lot of back and forth. You can see over here the consistency wasn't, it was okay, but there was a couple months here where like the consistency kind of fell off. Like May, it was -1%. We went from like 17 to 10%. You can see over here in October, it was at 2%, went from 27 to 2%. So like there wasn't very much consistency this year, month over month, but did close out the year in positive, made some pretty good profit. And I'm hoping next year is going to be a lot more consistent with Trump back in house. Like Trump or hate Trump as a person, he's good for the market and he's good for the business. So like for the most part, I'm going to be excited to see what happens next year once Trump does come in play and he starts making, decisions for the US, and we'll see how the market changes. Anyways, my trading plan is not going to change. This is my trading plan. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, but enjoy your day tomorrow, guys. Chill out, relax, come back fresh on the second. So we're going to hit these markets running. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, Happy New Year's, guys. And I will see you guys back here on Thursday for New Year's